Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now, as promised, I actually got the Google Pixel 4 XL and the embargo lifted today, so I can now officially start making these comparisons. Now, Google was kind enough to send me out the Pixel 4 XL, but this does not mean that it's going to change my opinion at all. I'm going to look at it as if I just bought it myself, which is very, very important, I think, because I honestly don't care. I mean, if they want to send me out another one, that's awesome. But I think they probably won't because I'm going to be kind of harsh on the Pixel 4 XL. I don't know. But I've been using it the last couple of days and I have some strong opinions at it, which I will say in my, official review. Now, I'm going to compare it to the iPhone 11 in this specific comparison. We're going to be looking at many different things. I'm going to run a speed test as well. And you might be able to see a huge difference, maybe not, but there's a lot of differences between these phones, but also a lot of similarities as well. So looking at the front, we have a 6.1-inch IPS panel on the iPhone 11, but a 6.3-inch OLED display on the Pixel 4. Now, the biggest thing is that the Pixel 4's resolution is actually 1440p, with the iPhone 11's it's actually a 28, which is very, very low compared to, the Pixel 4's. But the iPhone 11's display isn't bad. But the biggest thing is that with that OLED display and also the 90Hz refresh rate that we have on the Pixel 4 XL, that adds a lot more of a better value in terms of that phone pricing than on the iPhone 11. But what I will tell you is that there is about a $100 difference between the Pixel 4 and the iPhone 11, but a $200 difference between these two phones. I will say though, the differences between the Pixel 4 and the 4 XL really isn't that much, so it's really just a screen size difference, that's all. IP68 dust and water resistance on both. And in terms of the build quality, I can tell you, they feel almost the same in the hand. I think they're both kind of the same. On the back, you can see we have a dual camera setups on them, USB Type-C at the bottom of the Pixel 4 XL, lightning port on the iPhone 11, and glass on the back of both of these, but I kind of like the build quality on the iPhone 11. I think the back feels a little bit better. I like that real glass feel rather than the frosted on the Pixel 4 XL, but to each their own, you know what I mean? In terms of software, we're looking at, a pretty long life cycle on the Pixel 4 XL. It's starting off with Android 10. You will be able to get Android 11, Android 12, maybe Android 13, I don't know, probably not. But you're going to get supported for a pretty long time. And for the Android route, this is probably one of the longest lasting phones you can get in terms of software updates. However, on the iPhone side, even though the iPhone 11, they're starting off at the same speed and same time and everything, the iPhone 11 will definitely outlast the Pixel 4 XL in terms of software updates. But you have to remember the Pixel 4 XL will still have, the custom ROM support and the rootability and all that stuff that the iPhone 11 just doesn't have. So even though stock software support, the iPhone 11 will last longer. In terms of third-party development, the Pixel 4 XL probably will outlast the iPhone 11, but maybe the iPhone 11 will get some type of custom ROM support eventually. We're kind of seeing that kind of being developed now, believe it or not. But in terms of that pretty much covers it up in terms of the software updates. Now we will go ahead and do the speed comparison right now, but there's really, what I'll tell you is, iOS, Android, they both have their differences. What I will say, and I've been saying this for so long, Android, for some reason, they're usually faster in the beginning with, but once you look at the same phone, 2 years or 3 years down the line and compare it to that same iPhone in that same league, usually the iPhone does do better over time with the software updates and the management of the app opening speeds and everything than the Android counterpart. So I'll tell you these specs, they're not going to really mean much until I do the speed comparison, which I will show you right after. The iPhone 11 has the Apple A13 Bionic chip, a hexa-core CPU with 4GB of RAM on all of the models, where the Pixel 4 XL has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 chipset, an octa-core CPU, an Adreno 640 GPU, and 6GB of RAM on all of the models. Now, a really cool thing about the Pixel 4 XL is that it's mostly stock. There's really nothing bloatware on it at all. So with that being said, let me go ahead and show you the speed comparison. Maybe one will be way faster than the other, probably not, but let's go and see how those two compare. Alright everyone, let's go ahead and do this comparison. Now I have almost the same apps on both phones. For some reason, the Google Pixel 4 XL didn't want to download a lot of the apps, which is kind of annoying. I downloaded some of them, so let's go and do it. Let's do Snapchat, 3, 2, 1. And I'm not too sure which one got faster there, but I'm sure you'd be able to tell over the camera. Facebook, 3, 2, 1. And you can see with the iPhone 11, almost instantaneously, the Google Pixel 4 XL was my first time opening it, so maybe that had something to do with it. Let's do Netflix, 3, 2, 1. And the iPhone 11 opened it up. The Google Pixel 4 XL opened it up a little bit after. So far, the iPhone 11 I think is the faster one. Let's do Fruit Ninja, 3, 2, 1. And I will have to redo this one because I accepted this one. Okay. Fruit Ninja again, 3, 2, 1. And you can see the iPhone 11 open it up, and then the Google Pixel 4 XL open it up a little bit slower. It's not that big of a deal, but kind of interesting. Bofa, 3, 2, 1. And the Google Pixel 4 XL opened that one up faster. The iPhone 11 opened it up a little bit later, but 4 XL definitely was faster there in my opinion. Paper IO2, 3, 2, or is this, yeah, 3, 2, 1. And you can see 4 XL. I think maybe it was faster. It was kind of like a tie in my opinion. That one was kind of difficult. I don't think one was like way faster than the other one, but you'll be able to tell over the camera which one was the faster one. Snake versus blocks, 3, 2, 1. And the Pixel 4 XL actually was the faster one there. Let's go ahead and get into some gameplay, see if there's a huge difference. And you know, this phone, I'll be honest, both these phones are super like spec'd out. They're very, very competitive phones, very fast, and this is a very basic game, so I don't think we're going to run into a problem here. Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. And this is looking to be a pretty close race. I don't think one was way faster than the other one. Actually, technically, the iPhone 11 was a little bit faster, but that's kind of getting into the nitty gritty. I don't think one was way faster than the other one, like I stated. Temple Run original one, 3, 2, 1. And I will have to redo this one, so let's go and do it. Temple Run again, 3, 2, 1. And I think the iPhone 11 was a little bit faster, but it wasn't as crazy as you might think. I mean, it was like a super slight difference. If you weren't even looking at it or paying attention, you probably wouldn't even notice. Let's do thank you. 3, 2, 1. And for some reason, the Pixel 4 XL opened it up faster. I thought the iPhone 11 was going to get into it faster, but I guess not. Getting into some gameplay. Again, not that big of a difference. I think it's almost the same exact thing. So that's pretty much that. Let's go ahead and load up a Road Racing 3, 3, 2, 1. And for some reason, I'm going to have to re-download it again on the Google Pixel 4 XL, even though I downloaded it a billion times already. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Let's do Road Racing 3 again. 3, 2, 1. And the Pixel 4 XL got into it a little bit faster, the iPhone 11 shortly after, and pretty much, you know, I don't think there's a really like crazy winner between these. I think they were super close, but I don't know. Like I stated, I don't think one was way faster than the other one. Sometimes the iPhone 11 was faster, sometimes the Pixel 4 XL was faster, so I think it was a tie. I don't think there was like a huge difference in terms of the performance, so that's pretty much that. Let's get back to the rest of the comparison. Wow guys, wasn't that amazing? Now obviously I'm doing the speed comparison after I do this video and this audio, so I'm pretty sure there wasn't that big of a difference. I don't know, I could be wrong. Now looking at the cameras, like I said, 2 camera sensors on both of these phones. You have a dual camera setup on the iPhone 11, 2 12 megapixel sensors, a wide angle lens and an ultra wide angle lens. Whereas on the Pixel 4 XL, we have a 12.2 megapixel wide angle lens and a 16 megapixel telephoto lens. So kind of 2 different lenses here. I'll definitely tell you, in terms of the camera setups, both take very, very good photos. Maybe the Pixel 4 XL takes the better ones, but I will have a full separate video comparing the cameras between these two. Now looking at the actual frame rate resolutions that these phones film at, the iPhone 11 actually has the advantage. You can go 4K at 60 frames per second on the iPhone 11, where you can only go 4K at 30 frames on the Google Pixel 4 XL. So I don't know, kind of an annoying thing. Even the front camera, the 12 megapixel iPhone 11 camera, can do 4K at 60 frames, where the back camera of the Google Pixel 4 XL cannot do that. You have an 8 megapixel front facing camera on the 4 XL. 1080p videos that's only you can do, which is really, I mean, dude, we're in a day and age where phone cameras are so good. The Pixel 4, it might have the better resolutions, it might have the better, better looking pictures, but the iPhone 11 is more practical when you can do way more frame rate resolutions and, in my opinion, better audio quality as well. So I will say my full opinion on the full comparison that I will be dropping between these cameras, but as of right now, I think the iPhone 11 has the overall advantage, but again, that's subject to change. And now looking at the battery, this is also kind of an interesting thing. So we have a 3110 mAh battery on the iPhone 11, a 3700 mAh battery on the Pixel 4 XL, wireless charging on both, no reverse wireless charging at all. I will tell you though, with the Pixel 4 XL, it has a bigger screen, higher resolution screen. So the battery life is actually pretty decent. What I've been seeing so far, what I've been testing, it's pretty good. And I think it is a little bit better than the iPhone 11s. But because the iPhone 11 has a smaller resolution as well as a smaller screen, I kind of see that having also very good battery life. But none of these battery lives are like extremely astronomically better in my opinion than the other one. So with that being said, both phones do very, very well in battery life. But I do think the Pixel 4 XL has the advantage. Now, kind of summing up this whole entire comparison, what I'll tell you is that yes, without a doubt, both phones are very good, and I think you cannot go wrong with choosing either one. I feel like both phones have their advantages. However, what I will tell you is that if I was getting one of these phones for free, if I had to pick one up, I would probably go for the Pixel 4 XL, and I was getting base models of both of these phones. I would probably get the Pixel 4 XL because it is a more expensive phone. So I would just rather pick the more expensive phone to begin with. However, I think the better value per dollar is the iPhone 11. I think that one is the overall better phone, especially when you put in that value per dollar. I think the Pixel 4 XL is way too much. I mean, $899 for that phone, that is way too much for what you're getting, in my opinion. The iPhone 11 brings more value per dollar. However, I do like that screen on the Pixel 4 XL. I think it's pretty nice. I feel like USB Type-C is super important, and I don't really mind Android versus iOS, but I do think the iPhone 11 has a better value per dollar, so that kind of covers that. If you guys have any opinions on that, or you agree with me or disagree with me, let me know in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that will mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it'll mean so much if you guys could hit that. Also, check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. All those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.